Hi guys, it's Miss Carosa. I hope that you guys had a really nice Memorial Day weekend, nice and relaxing and chill. Spend some time with your families. All right, so what we're going to learn this week, and these are going to help you with the two IXLs today, which is going to be Wednesday. Posting it Tuesday, so you guys have an extra day to work on the two IXLs. This should be a review for you. It's called the Pythagorean theorem. So the idea is that if you are given any triangle that is a right triangle, and you know two of the sides, you can figure out the third side. Okay? This is the Pythagorean formula. It says a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Okay? So it doesn't really matter which side that you label a or b, but the side that is across from the right angle we call the hypotenuse, and that is always the C. Okay, so you can mix and match the A and the B, but this one always has to be C. Okay, so if I tell you that A is 3 and B is 4, we're going to find C. Okay, so I did this like step by step. So A squared, which is 3, and b squared, which is 4, and we're still trying to find c squared. Okay? So I am going to go ahead and figure out what 3 squared is. 3 times 3 is 9, plus 4 squared, which is 16. Okay? And 9 plus 16 is 25. So 25 equals c squared, okay? But the c is not alone. So when you are taking the square of something, and we don't know how to get it alone, you take the square root of it, okay? So if you look on your calculator, my 25 here, and you flip your calculator around. So if I don't know what the square root of 25 is, I punch in 25 and I hit this little button here that says the square root of x. So it's a little 2 and that little shape, and I get the answer of 5. Okay? Sometimes you're going to get a decimal. Okay? So the idea is that the way that plus and minus are opposites of each other, a square root and a square are opposites of each other. So that makes your C isolated. Okay? If you don't know how to square something, okay, it's not the same as multiplying it by 2. So for here, where I was trying to figure out 3 squared and 4 squared, and I got 9 for here and 16 for here, you would take the 3 and I would click this X to the squared button, and I got 9. Okay, same with the 4. Okay, only because if that's new for you. Okay, now this is if you're looking for C. So if you're looking for A or B, the process is like a tiny bit different. Okay, so here I added the two known things. So here you have to subtract. Okay, if I don't know the A or the B. So in here, I have the B value and the C value, but I don't have the A value. Okay, so for this one, I plug in my A squared because I don't know what it is yet. I plug in my B value, which is 6 squared, equals, and my C value, which is 11 squared. Remember that you have to have a square on all these guys. Okay? Now, again, I'm going to go into my calculator and square these. These are perfect squares, and these are ones that you should know. So 6 squared, which is 6 times 6, is 36. And 11 squared, which is 121. So instead, I have to subtract my 36 from my 121. So 36, 121. All I'm doing is getting the A value here alone. So again, if I can't do that in my head, I go onto my calculator, I take 121, subtract 36, and I get 85. Whoop, 85. And again, my a value is not alone. Okay, so I have to make sure that I'm taking the square root of what that number is. Because the square root and that square, I'll isolate this. So I personally know that 85 is not a perfect square, so you can technically leave it as the square root of 85. You can also get on your calculator, again, flip it, click in 85, and hit the square root of button. So that's 2 with that little mark next to it, and it's about 9.21. Okay, so that is how you figure out any of the sides to the right, to a right triangle, as long as you are given 2 of them. Okay, so the second IXL this week is kind of an add-on to this, and it's called Pythagorean inequality. Okay, so if you know all 3 sides and you don't know if it's a right triangle, you can use the Pythagorean formula, again, a squared plus b squared equals c squared, to figure out if it's acute, obtuse, or a right triangle. Again, we already know that if it's equal to the a squared plus b squared, it's a right triangle. It's something that we already know. Okay, so what we do is I'm given all 3 sides, and I like to put my c squared on the right side here, right? So c squared, we're going to figure out if it's greater than or less than the a squared and the b squared. Okay, so we don't know if this is technically a hypotenuse, but we do know that it's the longest one, so we're going to use that as my c. Okay, I'm going to make my 2 my a, and I'll make my 3 my b, just to keep it easy. Okay, so c squared equals a squared plus b squared. So I have 12 squared equals or not equal to, we don't know, 2 squared plus 6 squared. I'm going to simplify these by squaring them. 12 squared is 144. 2 squared is 4, plus 6 squared, which is 36. You should probably be able to do this in your head as an estimation. So you're going to add the 4 plus the 36 is 40. Is 144 greater than, less than, or equal to 40? Obviously, 144 is not equal to, but it's greater than 40. See, because it is greater than, just like this. This triangle is an obtuse triangle, meaning that one of those angles is an obtuse angle. Okay? If you get stuck, please don't forget to attend class on Wednesday around 9:30, or give me a text and we can set up a private tutoring date. Alright guys, I will see you later.